Hey everyone, let's make the cheesiest, creamiest, yummiest macaroni pie you've ever had. So first things first is we are going to dice 2 onions. So I'm just peeling the onions here, and then I'm going to cut them lengthwise and then cross section it and dice that up fairly fine. Next, what you're going to do is have 3 cloves of garlic, and I like to hit it with the back of my knife because it does most of the work for me. And after you've done that, you're just going to want to mince that up fine as well. Next is pimento peppers. This is a very important ingredient. I do not use the seeds. If you'd like it a little bit spicier, you can use the seeds. And then I'm just going to dice that up. Next, you're going to take your cheeses. I have 3 different kinds of cheeses. I have an old orange cheddar, I have an extra old white cheddar, and I also have a mozzarella. So you're just going to start grating the cheeses like so. And I like to do this by hand. I don't like to use a machine when I'm doing this. And I also don't know if you noticed, but I use the smaller side of the grater. I find that this gives the cheese a much finer grate, and then it makes it easier for the cheese to melt when you're making your sauce. So keep going and grating all your cheeses, and when you're done, you're going to have a mountain that looks like this. So next I take 2 bowls, one larger and one a little bit smaller, and I take about 75% of the cheese and place it in the larger bowl. And then I am going to take the smaller bowl and place the remaining 25% of the cheese in there. Next, you are going to want to boil your water. For your pasta, make sure you salt it. I also use a chicken bouillon cube. Once it's boiling, you're going to add in your elbow macaroni and make sure you stir it because you do not want it to stick. Once it's cooked al dente, you're going to strain it. And at this point, I realized I needed my bigger pot because the pot I was using was not big enough. So to the pot, you're going to add in some butter, you're going to add in some flour, and then your chopped veggies you're going to add in as well and cook that down. Next, you're going to season your pot. And when I say season it, I mean season your pot really well. I'm going to list all of the seasonings in the caption, but basically just keep seasoning until you feel that you've added enough seasoning. With macaroni pie, especially Trini macaroni pie, white pepper is a key ingredient, so I'm just going to go ahead and add that. Next is evaporated milk. Please be sure to wash your cans. And so to this, I'm going to add 2 cans of evaporated milk, and I'm just going to bring that all together. Next is mustard. Yes, yellow mustard. Trust me on this. You're going to add that in, and then you're going to start adding your cheeses. Now, this is from the larger bowl, the 75% bowl, and you're going to go ahead and add your cheeses in there, and then with your trusty whisk, you're going to bring everything together. And you're going to keep mixing until all those cheeses are melted like so. Next, you're going to add back your al dente pasta into your pot, and you are going to incorporate everything so it is nice and creamy, just like this. Next, you're going to take your grease baking dish. Mine is 9 by 11, and you are going to go ahead and carefully add that macaroni into your dish. So I'm adding about half of it, and then I'm going to add some cheese on top, and then I'm going to continue adding, that pot is really heavy. Next, I'm going to add the remaining elbow macaroni right to the top of that. And then with the remaining cheese, I'm going to go ahead and add it onto the top. Now, don't forget to season the top of your pie. We don't want the seasoning only to be inside. We want it to be on top as well. And this will ensure that you create that great golden brown crust. Next, you're going to put it in your oven. I have it at 350 for about 20 to 25 minutes. And then after 20 to 25 minutes, you're going to put it on your broiler like so for about 5 to 10. And when it comes out, this is what it's going to look like. Perfect. And then the top, you can do the scrape test. So you know you have a good crust. You're going to cut into it, and there you go. It's perfect macaroni pie. It's not dry, it's holding together, it's very cheesy, and there you have it. I mean, Macaroni pie is so versatile, but this is how I made it on this day. Of course, I have to taste test, and it's so, so good. Enjoy!